Hi beautiful people, and Merry Christmas! That was a movie? More than one? After another tough year, nothing better than some peace of earth. So this December, let's try to get some Christmas reviews on the channel. Starting with a whim. Caprice de Noel, or A Christmas Whim in French, is a Canadian short from 1963 where 3 animations are compiled. Animations with capital quotation marks, and that won 7 prizes and an Oscar nomination. But it's not exactly wonderful for today's standards. It's also known as Christmas cracker, but it has nothing to do with saltines. A cracker is a Christmas tradition in Anglo-Saxon countries consisting of a breakable package with a little prize inside. Depending on the place, 2 people pull on it, and who gets the bigger piece keeps the present. So it's like a chicken bone, but you don't get a wish, just a little gift. At least it mustn't cost an arm and a leg like a Kinder Egg. I remember when Kinder Eggs were just £1. The first of various transitions using a gesture has effects that aren't wonderful for nowadays. At the time, of course, it was much more impressive, but nowadays, I'd say it's just cute. Even the gesture's image is a bit out of date. I was already thinking that in 1992, when a businessman used that as an excuse for his casino.
Just disgusting. Summer, we're on the air.
The first segment is Jingle Bells, where we see South Park's ancestors were really limited. Again, for 1963, it's quite a bit more impressive, but I could hardly say it's essential viewing. The only thing to say is that they start like this, and then gloves. So they were dancing with their hands in their pockets? Do they have pockets? I don't even know if they'd have a chest, or just a trapezoidal belly. I know, this is a nitpick. I saw this more than once and didn't care about that. But other than that, all I can say is that it's cute. And then they're skating and... What? Going through a transition of lights going up? Or maybe stars? At least having something bigger and more colorful seems more cartoony, so it works better for something like this. Oh, maybe they're fireworks, since he gets one and it explodes? But it's still kinda out of nowhere. This kind of is the biggest problem with the short. Everything is a little too abstract to continue working well. Maybe for very small kids or animation technique enthusiasts, this might be more interesting. But in a vacuum, which is where the dancing children seem to be, it's at best, again, cute. The second segment is about teen toys, and here it's even more evident how loose everything is. We have toy faces, a crocodile tries to eat an insect, which didn't look like the one that was part of the same toy. Various toys, one of them is approached by the crocodile, cars align for a race, insects do the same right after, birds, and a crow seem to attack the crocodile, and then it seems to be running from the cars, but then is running after the cars. Then robots, and an astronaut for some reason. They surround the crocodile, which has wheels by the way. Is it a cyborg?
Just a natural part of being unnatural.
And then, atomic rocket mammoth robot. Slackjaw faces, well, just faces. Probably impressed by the atomic rocket mammoth robot. How would they not? He's in the same level as the Antichrist mutant belly-eyed bunny. Atomic rocket mammoth robot. Atomic rocket mammoth robot. Atomic rocket mammoth robot. Atomic rocket
Mammoth robot.
They kinda seem to fight, the crocodile being pushed. Maybe he's been defeated? It runs, we see more faces, and is that it? I understand creating stories as a child would, but there's so much loose stuff here. You could hardly expect anyone to see it as a story. It just feels like a random sequence. Cut the excesses, define who's chasing whom, and it might work. In the next transition, the jester becomes a rocket, which at least makes sense considering the following segment's theme, although since nothing has this kind of connection, maybe he was just full of gas? He is a fool. Our last segment is the most actual animation, where the bloke, ironically whose face is bloke, tries to find the perfect piece for the top of his Christmas tree. We have a fun sequence where each ornament has its own music. I love this frog, which he had on him for some reason. At the end, he builds a weird rocket to go to the stars, to live on a ship that looks more like a rocket, put a star in a box, bring back, and as soon as it's free, it just goes back to its place. It could at least have set the table. Finally, he decides to make the paper ornament he had done in the beginning, while the star still shines above his house. And it's cute. And there's nothing wrong with being cute. Certainly not in moments like these, when you should enjoy some rest and the company of those around you. It's nothing wonderful, but it's nothing terrible either.